I wonder what the snorkeling's like on Koh Chang and Koh Mak. You know what? Let's do a 5-day no accommodation challenge and find out. Hey, let's go. So Mr. Ranger, what is a no accommodation challenge? I hear you, big doggy. It's simple. You're not allowed to pay for accommodation. Why would you do a no accommodation challenge in one of the cheapest destinations in the world? I'm still trying to figure that question out. I'm a bit weird, guys. I'm a bit strange. I'm warning you in advance. One of the strangest snorkeling camping videos you've ever seen, but it's going to be epic. My first 2 nights were spent on the wonderful island of Koh Chang. While I was in Koh Chang, I swam out to 2 uninhabited islands and hammock camped under the stars. The first island was the island of Koh Chang. So I swam out there. It wasn't too far, I think about 1.5 kilometers. So it was getting quite late. There was a few boats circling the island. It was a little bit sketchy to camp there. I hope you enjoyed that little sunset there because I had to really sneak around. Sneaky little rat. After a couple of scares from some boats, I was able to get a reasonable night's sleep. And the next morning, after having a quick birdie, it was time to go snorkeling. Alright, so there you see it. A few fish around, but visibility pretty cruddy, guys. The next island I camped on was an island called Koh Mak I. Now, Koh Mak I was a larger island. It was only about 400 meters swim to get there. It's also uninhabited, which is great. Again, I was a bit too late to be snorkeling, so I was able to capture, as usual, an epic sunset, set up the hammock, and that was me. The next morning, after capturing an epic sunrise, it was time to gear up and go. Something bit me on my butt last night. In that hammock. Don't tell them about you getting bitten by spiders and things, man. Why don't we just stay in a hotel? Quit your moaning, dude. Quit your moaning. Why don't we just stay in a bloody hotel? It's a no accommodation challenge, dude. It's a challenge. We're not allowed to pay for accommodation. No accommodation challenge. And I'm getting just keep going. Absolutely ravaged by just stop whinging and keep going, dude. Keep moving. All right. So the snorkeling of Koh Mak I was horrific. My goodness gracious. The visibility was incredibly cruddy. I could hardly see where my hand is here now. Maybe there's fish there. Maybe there's even giant sharks circling around there. I got no idea because I could not see a thing. And that was my experience snorkeling on Koh Chang. Forget about it, guys. Snorkeling off the beach or from a kayak, rubbish. A fun fact about Koh Chang, it was the location of one of Thailand's greatest military victories over the French. Oh man, I love seeing some French butt getting kicked, especially by some Thailand Third World Navy. I mean, the French, do they ever win any wars? That's pretty much the most famous thing about Koh Chang. So let's get to Koh Mak. So I jumped onto an overpriced, rickety old boat and made my way to the island of Koh Mak. Whoa, what a contrast between Koh Mak and Koh Chang. It's like 2 different worlds. Koh Mak is dead quiet. You don't find any of the riffraff here like me. This is middle to high-end tourism on this island. No riffraff allowed. Do you know how they do that? By charging sky-high prices. Whoa. Anyway, let's get straight to the snorkeling. So after making my way through the quiet streets of Koh Mak, I made my way to a tiny island called Koh Pi. I was quite excited because I could see that the visibility was pretty good. Did the short swim across and took a look around at what lies below the surface at Koh Pi. Take it away. So the great aspect of snorkeling at Koh Pi is the coral formation. I explored around the island a little bit just to check it out to see if it was going to make for a good quality stealth camp, but there just wasn't enough space. There was actually an old hammock just set up there between the only two trees that were there. Take a look at this hammock. So by the time I was finished, got to the island, had a feed, it was starting to get dark. So I was umming and ahhing about where I was going to sleep for the night, and I found on Google that there was a very isolated beach on Koh Mak. Why don't we do a wild camp there? Took in a spectacular sunset and made my way through to Turtle Beach. Whoa, take a look at Turtle Beach, guys. Woo! This is so sick. This is insane. My own beach, and it's dead still here. I could also get my first ever hammock set up right on the beach sand. There's only one problem. These are all coconut trees, and I'm not... This is a spectacular opportunity to set up a hammock right on the beach. 1 million views. What are you going to do with a million views with a bloody crushed skull? Basically looking out into the ocean. Just set it up under a coconut tree. Stop being such a... Do you know what piece of banana bread is on a coconut tree? These things. Stop worrying about stuff all the time, mate. What is wrong with you? Come on, man. Do you know how heavy this is? Do you know how heavy this is, dude? Stop worrying. Listen. Now that's gonna fall on my head, dude. Those coconuts look secure, dude. These are coconut. I'm not setting up under coconut trees, dude. This is ridiculous. Go get your view somewhere else, dude. And what are you doing? A narrator? I got my snorkeling gear and I went to go take a look around. Take a look, guys. This is Turtle Beach at night. Now I must apologize for the shaky footage because I had to really rush, because while I was out there a bloody boat turned up. Hello mister! Where you come from? Oh my god, the most isolated beach is also a fisherman's chill out lunch break paradise. So I don't know what the hell they were doing there. Hey, you know what? You should film them. Film them. Go up to them and film them, dude. Film them. We need to get the walk up ambience. To them and shove a camera in their face. We need to capture the ambience. Go film them. Get up there and get... Come on, stop being such a wet blanket and go and film them.
Ranger trips. You want to be on Ranger trips? How many subscribers you got?
Okay, guys, look. So, did a cowboy camp right on the beach and woke up on day 3 of a no accommodation challenge. As usual, guys, captured an amazing sunrise. Some facts about Koh Mak. What I found interesting about Koh Mak is they have got the correct formula that Thailand should use on all of these little islands. And that is boot out the riff-raff low-end backpacker tourism like myself out. And it's so easy. Just charge these high exorbitant prices. Only have resorts on the island. Anyone that wants to open up a rickety old Mickey Mouse backpacker place, you boot them out, stomp it to the ground. That's what happens here on Koh Mak. There is no cheap accommodation on this island. And that's the formula, and they've got it wired here on Koh Mak. The other bits, they make some Mickey Mouse money out of this coconut plantations and rubber plantations. That's pretty much all about Koh Mak. So I decided to make my way to another small island off Koh Mak, a short 600-meter swim to the island of Koh Kham. Wow, wow. Koh Kham? My goodness gracious. Absolute paradise. It's a private island. You have to pay 200 baht entry fee. But no. And I would have paid double. This, for me, was the best experience in the whole of Thailand. It's an abandoned resort. So before we go snorkeling, why don't you take them on a tour? Some fun facts about Koh Kham. These kind of countries is not the best country to be a rich person in, because when you have an authoritarian government and you get on the wrong side of that authoritarian government, they will send the military to your island and sort you out. And that's what happened to this super rich Thai dude that bought the island. He got on the wrong side of some military official here in Trat, and they sent something like 40 Marines, invaded the island and booted everyone off, inspected the whole place, made up some, oh, you're destroying the nature. They had encroached too much on the nature and the building has to stop. From what I saw, though, it was pretty close to being finished. I mean, they just had to basically do the finishing touches, probably 70% done. The military rock up and go, no more construction here, everything stops, everyone off. So now this guy who owns the island can't get the permissions to build any further, so it's just left the way that it is. But he's pretty smart, entrepreneurial dude. He goes, all right, why not just charge a tourist 200 baht every time they want to come to my little slice of paradise? Basically, they're using that money to pay for the people to clean up the site, make sure no one's smashing anything there. Basically, some security, just low-end maintenance until he can sell the island. So, if you want to buy an island, this island of Koh Kham is up for sale if you have about 1.5 million baht, which is about US dollars. But you then would have to pay a bribe to the Thai military to continue construction, because this guy didn't pay his bribe or he pissed someone off. So guys, don't piss off the military while you're in Thailand. They can really wreck your life. Looks like this is where you're gonna have your bathroom. Yeah, maybe they should turn on the plumbing so you can have a shower, dude. You look terrible. Looks like you haven't showered for like 5 days. Will you cut it out, dude? Will you cut it out? Will you cut it out, dude? Turn on the plumbing, guys. Jeez, look at this guy. I can smell him from here. I also hiked up to the viewpoint. Pretty good views. Very short hike. So after all that exploring, it's time for the main event. Let's go snorkeling on Koh Kham. I do apologize, guys. This little snorkeling expedition around Koh Kham was where my GoPro Hero 10 met its demise. It just doesn't work anymore after the snorkeling trip. So I think it got flooded again for the second time. Luckily, I've got the GoPro insurance, so I'll have to get it replaced again. The snorkeling here on Koh Kham, it's even better than Koh Pi. It doesn't have the really cool coral formations, but it does have a large variety of marine creatures. I saw my first stingray in Thailand. Australia, I see stingray every time I jump in the water, whether I'm wearing goggles or not. Once I got around to the wild side of the island, holy crap. It's got these massive boulders and it gets quite deep. And the fish there, I saw a fish, like finally I saw some big fish in Thailand. Struggled off the land to find any big fish. And I finally get to see some big fish and the GoPro doesn't work. You can't come to Koh Mak without going to Koh Kham. Make sense? Good. The sun had already set by the time I'd finished my snorkeling expedition and I made my way to the mainland. And on my way back, I found a nice little island off the beach of Koh Mak. It was surrounded by shrubbery. I know when I get to set up my hammock, I know I'm going to get a good night's sleep. But there was a problem. It rained. About 3 o'clock in the morning, it just started pouring with rain. So I could feel it hitting me and I was like, uh-oh, I gotta move, because I had the phone in my hand, I got my passports and everything, so I was just like, shit. Okay, quickly shoved everything into the waterproof bag. I just basically took all my clothes off and just had the poncho on, because I was just like, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here in the middle of the island and just get rained on. I'm gonna face this challenge head on. So I just put the poncho on, jumped back into the wet hammock, and got a couple of Z's actually when I woke up, feeling like crap. How you feel, buddy? How you feeling, buddy? Not now, dude. Not now. Not now. Don't give me shit now. Jeez, put some clothes on.
Leave me
alone. Put some bloody clothes on, man. Jeez.
Leave me alone.
Anyway,
leave me alone.
Pack up. Let's get out of here, dude.
Get out of here? You see,
just pack up. We'll have a birdie and we'll get out of here.
Get out of here.
All right? How does that sound?
I've said those words any quicker.
Thank you so much for watching this crazy video about the snorkeling in KOH CHANG and Koh Mak. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope that if you got a couple of belly laughs, guys, please just press the subscribe button. It's not hard. If you just got a little chuckle, then maybe just the like button. Just hit the like button. Jesus Christ. Can you not move your finger like about 15 the like button? Right.